All right. Good evening, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chatline podcast. This is the host CB, and I'm here with my squad. I'm here with co-host WD and Saints Uptown. Saints Uptown, WD. How y'all doing, fam?
Yo, what's going on, man? Saints Uptown, MOD. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. WD here, doing pretty fine. Trying to get back into the mix after the storm, but I'm here. It's week one. It's the time to shine, man. We've been waiting for this for a long time, so let's get to it.
Right. Welcome back, WD, and good to hear from both of y'all. And we would like to present to you all two special guests we have tonight. They are two Green Bay Packer fans. They are co-hosts and hosts from Past the Cheese podcast. And we have for you guys Jay Andrews and Dave. Jay Andrews and Dave, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing
Go ahead,
great.
Jay, start first.
Oh, doing great. Thanks for having us on, man. Look forward to talking some ball, even if it's not everything everybody wants to hear.
Yeah, no pulling punches, but no, I'm glad to be here. I appreciate the invite for coming out with Jay and I both coming on, and I'm ready to talk some football. It has been way too long. I don't even care if it was the Buccaneers and Cowboys last night. It was just great to watch some football with fans in the stands, the stadium roaring. It is awesome to get this thing rolling, especially Packers Saints to start off week one.
Okay, and once again, man, we're ecstatic to have you guys on and to get, different perspectives on both sides. But before we move any further, we have to give a shout out to the chat. So let's go ahead and go to the chat. Shout out to Elite Goods. Said who that? Said we coming. And shout out to Art Stanton. Said a boo. Ooh, I believe the Green Bay guys is gonna have something to say about this. They licking their chops.
Yeah, it's some matchups favoring Green Bay's way a little bit. So I mean, we could dive into that, but man, I know there's other stuff to cover right now. I think you wanted to start off with something else, and I think Jay, I don't know if he wants to start off with something. We'll let you pick the topic and see if we can roll with this.
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir. Then we got the OG Jerry Poor in the building. He said, I'm back. Shout out to you, Jerry. We got Brian Pearson said, who that? Who that? We got Tidra Covington said, who that? And we got Leslie Newsom said, who that?
Oh, Saints fans rolling deep. I like it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. We're going to get back to the chat, listeners, so appreciate you guys for calling in. We're looking forward to you guys for calling in. So what we're going to do, before we hop into this matchup, I just want to ask y'all, what is the state of the Green Bay Packers and the situation with A-Rod? Do you have your successor in the building? I guess you can. I'm just crumbling all at once. Is your successor in the building? How you feeling on that? How you feeling on A-Rod? What's your state of the Packers? Y'all literally was supposed to be in the Super Bowl. Y'all were supposed to.
So I'm going to start off with the state of the Packers. The way they're making moves right now, and they traded for Randall Cobb. They're all in. They're trying to go and kick their contracts and extensions. They're trying to work out even now with Adams. I know he said there's not a chance he might sign now, but there's still a chance during the season. So they're trying to get these contracts and then restructure them and then kick them one more year till all the TV deals get in. And they're trying to be all in for 2 to 3 years and then maybe have a couple bad years after. They're trying to bite the bullet here in a couple of years to do that. But they know they've been this close to get to the Super Bowl these last 2 years. So they know they have the personnel to get that far. They just need maybe the ball to bounce their way once in a while or to get the right calls. It's just that close last year in the 2020 NFC Championship game. And man, yeah, that game last year you mentioned, I feel like Packers were the better team. We got more turnovers that game. We played better ball in the second half. It just slipped right through our fingers. But no, the Packers are definitely all in for 2021, and I see the Packers as a Super Bowl contender. Rodgers is here. Yes, there was a mess in the offseason, but that was also because of President of the board, Mark Murphy, he was sticking his nose in the GM office. And Rodgers, one of his main requests was get him out of the GM office, keep him outside to where he focuses outside of the stadium and the fans, things like that. And it's happened so far. And they've met Rodgers' requests in trading for Randall Cobb and getting his advice and opinion on certain things that they're taking advantage of. So I love it. I've never seen this from the Packers organization, guys, was this all-in attitude. So I'm all for it.
Okay.
Well,
Hey,
at some point, everybody's worried about the future. And at this point, it's like, well, you got to kind of say screw the future, because they started this process in 2018 when Brian Gutekunst signed Aaron Rodgers to the initial extension that was, top of the market at the time. Then in 2019, they go out and for the first time in 30 years, they sign not one, not two, not three, but 4 big market free agents. And then last year at the end of the season, they signed the best left tackle in the game to the largest deal. Well, at that point, you can't worry about your future anymore because you've already kicked the future's ass to play now. All that contract, that's all going to be capped. Now, you have a good cap guy, right? So you're expecting your cap guy to be able to, as long as Aaron Rodgers is playing at an MVP level, to keep kicking the tires down the road. The question and the elephant in the room is Jordan Love. Well, guess what? Jordan Love is only going to get to play if there's a clear sign of decline here. Nobody is dumb enough. This isn't Brett Favre, where Favre was throwing 20 interceptions, 15 interceptions, 18 interceptions, 22 interceptions this season, and then trying to decide if he's going to retire or not. And so you're in a situation where, yes, they're all in, and that's what they should be, because that's what they were already doing based on the contract they had doled out over the last 3 seasons prior to this. And you couldn't ride the fence anymore. You can't really worry about the future. Is it a mistake to draft Jordan Love at that time period? It is and it isn't. It depends on how you feel about trying to be ready for the future. But the future is now. And it says so because of the cap and the contracts and Aaron Rodgers' play and the whole offseason stuff, guys. If you're a 37-year-old quarterback that knows your organization is trying to push you out the door before you want to, and you've made it clearly stated you don't want to have the same exit of that organization as your predecessor did, and you coming off your statistically best season and MVP, you ain't never going to have no more leverage than that. So anybody that's mad out there in Packerland that didn't like the way Aaron Rodgers operated, if he would have had 25 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, and only completed 60, they would have tried to figure out some way to cut him or trade him, and he'd be gone right now. They wouldn't be honoring that contract. He'd have no leverage. They'd have all the leverage, and they would have got rid of him. So if it's good for the organization, you got to stand behind the players when they have the leverage and they want what they want. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers is the best for this organization. Everybody out there in Green Bay land, you don't like it. You don't want to beat your quarterback. Go root for somebody else. It's okay. We ain't gonna be mad at you. But I just don't understand the hate, because he had to do what he had to do, and he's doing it for you fans out there that are pissed at him because he wants to stay and be your quarterback, and you're mad. So I don't get Packerville sometimes and their fans, but it is what it is.
Packerville, I like it.
Okay.
But let me ask you guys this question. In hindsight, we're speaking in hindsight here now. Do you think that A-Rod could have handled that situation better?
I think both.
No.
Go ahead, Jay.
I feel like personally no, because like I said, it's the only time he had the leverage. This organization is stubborn. It is operated the exact same way, no matter who the player is or what it is, for the last 30 plus years. And guess what? That culture that Rodgers referred to on the Kenny Mayne show, that culture has only resulted in two Super Bowl appearances, or 3 Super Bowl appearances, and 2 championships with 35 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play. Now, I'm not saying they're a complete mess of an organization, but at some point, if your culture with all that talent is only producing that, and you have multiple organizations that were in the dumpster in that time period and have the same amount of championships, then maybe it's time to change your culture and come into the future. And so, was it messy? Did Aaron, in a normal situation, would you want him to handle it different as the face of the franchise? Yeah, But in this circumstance, in this situation, the best thing for him to do is what he did, because he needed to kick the cobwebs off the organization's lazy old butt so that they would get into the future and put the team around them that this team is already deserved, so they can actually go out and win some Super Bowls before he's done. So there's a yes and a no to it. But in this circumstance, with what was going on and what needed to change in the Packers front office, he had to handle it this way. He knew that, and he's thick enough skin despite what people think, and he's well thought enough out, planned out, that he knew it, and he was willing to take the lumps because he knew what the result was going to be, and that was best for the team, him, and the organization and fans long term.
I want to add on that too. It's going to make Rodgers being traded next year harder because of the fact they restructured his contract going into 2022, and now his price hit if they trade him pre-June 1st next year is $26 million in dead cap money, and then after is still $19 million. Packers never take that type of hit ever financially. So I feel like if Rodgers didn't believe the culture could change there, he wouldn't have restructured his contract going into next year.
Okay. Just wanted to get a little. We just wanted to get a little thought on that. From
everyone always asks us.
Oh yeah, the number one question.
We can go ahead and hop into this matchup. You guys know Sunday 4:25 prime time on Fox. The New Orleans Saints versus the Green Bay Packers. Going to start with you guys. Going into this matchup, what are some weaknesses do you guys see that you can take advantage of, which will lead you guys to a victory? Starting on either side of the ball, whichever side you want to start on.
Jay, you want to go ahead?
I'll start with just the injury to Michael Thomas and the amount of workload it's going to take to compete that you have to put on Alvin Kamara. Perfectly capable guy to do it. And we saw that last year in the matchup. Thomas was out and so was Adams, but Alvin Kamara was everything that the Green Bay Packers didn't want to have to deal with that entire game, and he really made it difficult for them, even though they knew the ball was going to him. He's that talented. I think the problem is now you don't have a defensive coordinator there that doesn't give a crap about the run and is running a scheme that everybody knows what's coming, and yet his players were able to overcome it. I think that's the difference in this matchup. Alvin Kamara, if you have him on fantasy, you still play him this week because that dude's just a stud. He's going to get his no matter what, win, lose, or draw. You're not stopping him. You might contain him for a little while, but he's getting his. That's what it is. But the weakness is the outside. Now, if some of the young guys can step up and expose maybe some miscommunications and this and that, I can see it. But I think that's the number one weakness on the offensive side is outside of Alvin Kamara, who can help, take them over the top. Because Alvin can get you there. He can keep you in the game the entire time. But there's going to need to be a player or two that makes some plays to take all the workload off of him so that you guys can actually compete and win this game.
I'm going to go ahead and jump on the wide receiver room because Traquan Smith did just go to IR, and that's a big hit. Marquez Callaway is a huge up-and-coming wide receiver for the Saints. I love his talent and what he does. But beyond that, I don't have the faith, I guess, I had with Traquan Smith as I do Deontay Harris or Lil Jordan Humphrey. I mean, I know they just signed Chris Hogan, but that was off the street, and that there's not much experience or depth behind Marquez Callaway, I guess, is my thing. And Adam Troutman, I hope he still stays healthy. I loved his pick out of Dayton. I feel like there was a reason why they let go of Josh Hill and Jared Cook. But if health with him can stay forward, I feel like that's a biggie. And then the cornerback room, I mean, past Marshawn Lattimore, I feel like it starts to fall off. Desmond Trufant is not a guy I want covering even the wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3 for the Packers. We watched him on the Lions last year, and it was a rough showing versus Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Alan Lazard. They did whatever they wanted, and Trufant covered Adams once, and then Trufant went injured out of the game just covering Adams once because he cut so hard on an in route. Trufant injured his ankle on it. So That's my weaknesses is the wide receiver room, the cornerback room. I could say the defensive line because David Amenyata is suspended. They did get rid of Sheldon Rankins. So Malcolm Roach and Ringo, we saw Ringo in Green Bay, didn't really show enough to kind of keep him there. So we'll definitely see what the defensive line offers, but I do think Demario Davis is going to be the strongest point of that defense. He's the general. He's going to face off against Rodgers. That's going to be the battle to me you want to watch. But like I said, again, the weaknesses were the cornerback room, defensive line, and the wide receivers.
Well, geez, that's like 3/4 of the team you're laying there, Dave. I mean, geez.
He has.
Okay.
Well, you know something, right? You know, what he's saying and stuff is what is generally the opinion of people, you know, outside of the Saints organization. That's what the general opinion is that we weak at wide receiver. And they only say that we weak at defensive line because we lost Sheldon Rankins. And we lost Trey Henderson, who put up double-digit sacks last season in a contract year, by the way. And that's about it, you know. That's the only reason why I can see why they say that we weak there. But I understand that. I do understand.
I look at this team for the most part, and like, you know, Rankins was a nice player, but was he like a game wrecker? Is it like if you guys would have lost, you know, your number one edge rusher? No, I mean, like he's a guy that you can find a young player and replace. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think the biggest wild card in this entire game, honestly, on either team is Jameis Winston and his fixed eyes because he ain't blind no more. And so nobody knows what Jameis Winston can do with a coach that actually knows how to coach quarterbacks. Because I think it's funny that to this day, Jameis still gets blamed for being blind and Bruce Arians not being able to develop quarterbacks. That's why Tom Brady's there. That's why he went and begged him to come there because he was going to lose his job again because everywhere he's been, anytime he's had a young quarterback, he's had to go find a veteran to bail him out to keep his job. And so that blame gets put on Jameis. But, I mean, as a coach, shouldn't you know your number one quarterback is blind and can't see 30 yards down the field? I mean, like, why is that the kid's fault? So I think we throw out everything we know or think we know about Jameis Winston. We've got a coach here that obviously will run a system that will highlight what he can do and try to help him with his number one problem is decision making. He's got the arm talent. He can move. He can make all the throws. He can do all that stuff. He's just a bonehead with the ball every once in a while. And if you can coach that out of him with Sean Payton, you have no idea what you've got in Jameis Winston this season. And we all have seen it. If he's the quarterback that was drafted number one overall with Sean Payton, quarterbacks that are playing at elite level can cover up a lot of work on a team. So, I mean, we can sit here and talk about everything deficiency we want. It all don't matter if Jameis Winston is fixed and becomes the guy that became the number one pick coming out.
Y'all know we are quite familiar with quarterbacks who's playing at an elite level that can cover a lot of mistakes. We just had 16 years of Mr. Drew Brees. So we do understand that. You understand? As far as the sentiments about we don't know what Jameis Winston is going to look like, us as Saints fans feel the same way. You know, we've seen the sample size, but we don't know what this sample size is going to look like, you know, as far as the regular season is concerned. And we'll know better, you know, after this Sunday. So we are in the same boat as you guys are in terms of that.
Right.
Yeah, Jameis, if he could, like Jay said, if he comes back to that Florida State level when he first came to Tampa Bay and making those amazing throws, I mean, he was doing it half blind anyway. I mean, every time you turn on a highlight film, and it always showed Jameis for some reason during the national anthem, and he's squinting. He can't even see the scoreboard. So the fact he's getting that fixed, and Sean Payton took the time to sit him on the bench, learn him the playbook, came in mid-season last year when Brees was out and looked good. So if he comes out looking like he did last year, I'd have no qualms about him being the future QB and current QB of the Saints. One thing I don't want the Saints to do is I think it's going to help them more than hurt them. I really don't want them to change up the QB pace. Jay, my partner, brought this up the other night on another show, and it made sense. don't bring in Taysom Hill for more passing opportunities because Jameis is a rhythm QB. Once you get that rhythm going, he is such an awesome, accurate passer that can fit the ball through needles when he's in a rhythm. But when you get him off a rhythm, I feel like Taysom Hill going in and doing passes and stuff like that could hurt his rhythm in a game.
You know,
Well, I just feel like
you just said
I feel like Jameis would get ants in his pants, and that's when he would come in and make a bonehead play. You take him out and Taysom throws a good pass. Now Jameis goes from being a comfortable guy that's getting into rhythm and making the right decisions to a guy that feels pressure and feeling like, and then makes that boneheaded play again, and that's he falls into old habits. So I just feel like if you're going to bring in Taysom, let him run the ball. Do that thing, whatever, even if it's advertised. Your offensive line's good enough to run block that's not going to matter that it's advertised. We've seen him be good at it. But don't do the quarterback switch. Let Jameis be your quarterback and let him build his confidence and get his rhythm going, because I think that would be the worst thing that Payton could do to him this season.
Yeah, because well, wait, before I say something, I just want to shout out Ghostface Griller for the $10 donation. Said, "Who that? Great show. Shout out to you."
Who that Ghostface?
But yeah, y'all are absolutely right on the thing with Taysom, because I think it's gonna be more predictable with Taysom coming in this year. I believe he's gonna play different positions this year, as far as like lining up at tight end, maybe
More of like a weapon X, basically.
Yeah, something like, because with Drew, you could put him in at quarterback more because you really don't know if he's gonna take a shot downfield or if he's gonna run. But it doesn't really matter now that we already got a quarterback that can take shots downfield. I mean, what's gonna kind of change it up when Taysom come in? So you kind of know you expecting. I mean, it really ain't gonna disguise the defense like that or have them guessing, compared to when Drew was there.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. We have to be for real though, man. Sean Payton is gonna put packages in there for Taysom Hill. It's gonna happen. If he did it when we had our Hall of Fame quarterback Drew Brees, he's gonna do it, with Jameis Winston in there. Okay, and there's something else I must disagree with what my man Jay Andrews was saying, and I slightly disagree with something. We can't have Taysom coming in running all the time. Then that would be heck of damn predictable. You understand? He gotta come in and throw the football a few times or whatever, so that people won't be just so keyed in. That's what I've been talking about for years, a couple of years around here, and my fellas can attest to that. Is that when he comes in, we don't do enough passing plays to throw the defense off. They know he's gonna run. So I think we do have to, if we're gonna have him come in, if we're gonna play this game the right way, and we're gonna really try and fool people, he need to throw the ball sometime.
But honestly, I believe this game specifically, he's gonna play more of a tight end role. I believe, because
I'll put it like this: that might work on other teams. You do not want Taysom Hill throwing the ball into that secondary with the best corner in the league and the best safety tandem in the league, and all those dudes running around. Taysom Hill ain't near accurate enough to be passing into that secondary with those ball hawks running around. I'm sorry, like that's something maybe you want to do in the other game. But you really, this game and this matchup, you don't want him throwing the ball because he's not as accurate as Winston. He doesn't have as big of an arm as Winston, and he can't make all the throws that Winston can make.
I'm not suggesting that he throw the ball 10, 15. I ain't even suggesting that he throw the ball 5 times. You understand? All I'm saying is that if he comes into the game and all he does is run, then that's all defense gonna be keying in on, is that he running. You understand? Although he's not a quote unquote great passer, he can be efficient enough with the ball in small sample sizes so that he can take and throw the defense off and fool the defense.
You're talking about him being a decoy to throw the pass instead of doing the run. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what he's saying, but I don't see
do that sometimes.
testing that. I don't see him doing that. I think that would be a mistake because Taysom is going to get smacked and they're going to intercept that ball. He can throw it 5 times and he'll throw 2 interceptions or he'll fumble it once.
He gonna get smacked by who?
I mean, I can bring up he did come in last year when Brees kept the game tight, and he is the one who fumbled the ball versus Darius Smith.
And y'all keep forgetting, right, that the Saints have one of the best offensive lines in the league. You understand? Regardless if Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston is back there. So to suggest that he's going to get smacked, you understand? I mean, he hasn't really got smacked since he's been playing for the Saints. He took some hits, but he didn't gave out more hits than what he had taken. So to suggest that Taysom Hill is going to get smacked, I don't think that's going to happen. You understand? Now, he might make a mistake if he throw the ball and maybe the ball get intercepted or fall incomplete, but you're not going to smack Taysom Hill.
Well, last year when they did face off, Darius Smith did come through and put a big hit on Taysom to where he knocked the ball out, and that actually changed the game when Brees came out. So I feel like if they did that and Taysom came in to when Jameis is hot and in rhythm, I just feel like it would hurt him. I agree with what Jay's saying.
I don't think that's going to happen this game. Period.
Say what, WD?
I was just saying I don't think we're going to have Taysom even coming in to just to switch quarterbacks. I don't even think that's happening this whole game.
I don't think it's going to happen this game, only for the fact that we probably going to have him playing more tight end this game because we thin at that position. But going forward in the season, you're going to expect to see those packages, bro. Sean Payton is going to do it. He's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's so much for this game, and maybe Taysom Hill might remember that hit that he got from Darius Smith. You understand?
David is playing. Is he playing?
It looks like the way direction's going now, he has a good shot because usually what Matt LaFleur does is he usually puts him in back-to-back days and Wednesdays and Thursdays and in pads. And Darius Smith completed both practices. So on Fridays, he usually gives players with injuries rest days, and then he goes ahead and kind of gives them every chance to let their bodies heal rather than putting them through the rigmarole.
We all know Darius Smith is a big small man, right?
Man, to cover. You guys had what's that guy's name, man? I don't even know his name. That guy had a big thing. I think he like the third or fourth. He was like the third or fourth wide receiver.
Are you talking about Alan Lazard?
Yeah. That dude, he had a big thing. And that's what really, I think, really cost us last season was that we had a bad day in our secondary. And unfortunately, our secondary is kind of like the question mark in this game.
Well, both teams were avoided their number one receiver, so it evened out the offense a little bit. And it really became down to MVS and Lazard stepping up where, the other receivers, because Kamara had like 167 total yards.
He was the MVP of the game. Winner loss.
He was everywhere. He made 12 guys miss. I mean, he had a guy jump off the sidelines and try to tackle him. He made him miss and went for a touchdown. I mean, it was like a nightmare watching that guy touch the ball that entire game. But outside of him, that was the difference is Aaron Jones had a big game for the Packers, but then you had Lazard and MVS had a decent game enough to counterbalance it. And everything got put on Kamara, and he couldn't do enough, even though he was the entire offense. It was a player too that
that's been our dilemma for a minute now. Not having an adequate, receiver opposite of Michael Thomas, whereas y'all did have an adequate receiver, in the absence of Devontae Adams.
The funny thing is the narrative for the Packers has been that for years, and yet you don't hear. Well, at least you don't hear it nationally the way you hear it about the Packers, about the Saints. And honestly, we've seen the Saints over and over again be in those situations and say, like you said, it's come up not enough. They've come up inept. Where over the years the Packers have been the national media. Oh, they need wide receiver, and Adams has missed 6 games over the last 2 seasons, and I think they're 5-1 or 4-2 in those games. And really, it was they had no shot in the games that they got their faces punched in really when they did lose those games. So the
But
narratives that are out
I think
actually are kind of funny compared to the reality.
Yeah, we won quite a few games without Michael Thomas too. You know, FYI.
I think
Would
this
you say,
game gonna
CP?
come down. I think the game gonna come down to the trenches. Cause yeah, we got they saying the Debo gonna start, so that's gonna be licking chops for Aaron Rodgers. You know, but we can also get pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Davenport, you know, he got his task Sunday is gonna be real important. Y'all did shift a guard, a tackle. He was a Pro Bowl.
Elton
Y'all
Jenkins.
shift him out to the left.
Yeah,
So y'all
yeah.
shift
No,
him out to the left.
Elkin Jenkins is the only lineman that has played all 5 positions over the last 2 years, giving up 1 sack and a total of 4 pressures. And so, yes, he is playing left tackle, and I think that's the unsung thing is Bakhtiari's not there. Bakhtiari's not there. Yeah, well, Elton Jenkins is proven that it doesn't matter where he plays, he grades out at like a 99, and you just can't get by him. He may be, honestly, as much as Packer fans don't want to hear it, he most likely is the Packers' most versatile and best offensive lineman, because I don't believe Bakhtiari could play center or guard, and I don't know how great he'd be at right tackle. Elton Jenkins grades the same across the board at every position, and we've seen him do it over the last 2 years.
So whatever offensive line position, which spot will be your backup? Since he gonna shift out to left tackle, who gonna be coming in, subbing in?
So we're gonna have Elton Jenkins at left tackle. Lucas Patrick, who played right guard, is moving to left guard this year. So a starter's just moving over to the left side. We're going to have Josh Myers, the rookie, the second round pick, is going to be starting. And then Royce Freeman, our 4th round pick, was the highest graded offensive lineman in preseason. And he's going to be starting at right guard. And then you're going to have Billy Turner at right tackle. So you're going to have one position with Billy Turner the same, but you're going to have a couple starters switched up on the line, but then have a couple rookies as well.
You know, in lieu of all that you just mentioned, right? I think I feel real good about my defensive line going up against that.
Yes,
I do.
Well,
Go ahead.
I just want to say, I think our defense got a bone to pick with y'all. I mean, I remember we played after I guess we played the Packers after the Raiders games, and those few games, man, our defense looking bad. Pretty much the secondary. Sean was not looking right. Marcus Williams wasn't looking right. Like y'all said, man, Lazard, man, he went off. I know y'all got Van Dez, Scanling, excuse me, but bruh, I think y'all gonna see a different defense this Sunday, man. We playing fast and physical football. We know Packers don't like when you punch them in the mouth, man. We seen it with the Bucks last season. We seen it with the 49ers the year before last season.
Yeah,
I just think
Chargers.
I think we're gonna play fast and physical versus y'all enough to keep the game not as high scoring as what the game went last season. And I mean, pretty much, we need the defense to at least lead the Saints right now. As far as, you know, with the question marks with the receivers of the Saints and whatnot. But I mean, man, I really do believe that the defense is going to play a lot better this game. You mentioned Demario Davis. Demario Davis, he's going to do him. We got Quan Alexander. He's playing this week. I expect to cover the tight ends pretty well. As far as Aaron Jones go, you did mention David Ayamada. You know, he's not going to be playing this game, but Ryan Nielsen, he got this D-line looking nice, man. I do question, will it be a top stop, a good run stopping defense, man, but I do question it, but I think it's going to at least be solid enough to get that done. Now, Davenport, Cameron Jordan, bro, like I said, man, just like Marcus Williams and Lattimore, they didn't really show up. I don't even think Davenport played last year's game, but either way, man, I think they're gonna show up, bro, because trending the defense was trending pretty good at the end of the season last season. So, bro, I just think they're fired up. And I think it's gonna shock the hell out y'all. I think it's gonna shock the national audience, man. I think people aren't expecting the defense to look as good as what they're about to look, and I think they're going to keep the game low. As for I won't say like maybe within the low 20s, but I think it's gonna shock the hell out y'all, and I think we're gonna get the Rodgers probably 5 times.
What made me feel confident about it, man? Look, that dude, in my opinion, that Bakhtiari is a dog. He's a dog. You understand what I'm saying? And with him not being out there, that gives me, a tremendous amount of confidence in our defensive line, as far as I'm concerned. Because I consider Bakhtiari to be one of the best tackles in the NFL. You understand?
Oh,
that man is a dog. And I don't think this y'all talking about replacing him. I don't think that cat is more versatile, but at that particular position, I don't think that he can touch Bakhtiari.
Well, Bakhtiari is the best left tackle in the game, in my opinion. So I believe that wholeheartedly with you right there. But I think Elton Jenkins, I mean, even going back to Mississippi State all the way to college, he's given up 1 sack. He didn't give up a sack in college, gave up 1 sack in the NFL in the last 2 years, and that's across the offensive line, like Jay said. I just think that he's a lot more undersold than what people think. Now, I'm not taking away from Davenport. Davenport's a beast. I do have concerns about Jordan, though. Cameron Jordan did fall off towards middle of the end of the year last year, and he was disappearing in games a little bit. I was concerned because maybe age was getting to him, so hopefully he maybe found his stride again.
He's on fire in his week one.
Cam Jordan had back surgery during the offseason last season. He had back surgery. So it's going to take you a while to recover and stuff from back surgery. So I didn't really expect him to have, such a great season last year, and that was kind of to be expected.
I will agree that Rodgers may get sacked 4 or 5 times. It wouldn't shock me at all. Early in the game, first half, it would not surprise me if they don't touch him at all the second half of the game because they're game plan. There's going to be some growing. When you got, and here's my problem. I would have rather seen John Runyon Jr., a second-year guard, come in and play left guard because he's a bigger, stronger body than Lucas Patrick, who every time I've seen him at left guard is literally can get bull rushed and pushed over and pushed right into Rodgers' lap. Now, because he's playing out of position in a position I don't feel that he's strong at, and I only feel like he's above average replacement level at right guard, he's solid. I think he's a weakness at left guard, and then you're playing him next to 2 rookies. Your interior, I believe early in the game, there is going to be some mistakes made. This is week 1. I mean, let's be real here. These are new players. This is a veteran defense despite losing it. A lot of these guys have played together. They know this scheme. So to think that Rodgers is going to be clean would be asinine, and I'm not asinine type of thinker. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to get their stuff together or the game plan is going to change, because what people are also forgetting here is Rodgers has not been breaking the pocket over the last 2 years because he hasn't had a secondary receiver that knows how to play the schoolyard game with him. And Tay does know how to do that, but because Tay is taking people down the field, he's drawing double and triple coverage, he's unable to get back to Rodgers in those situations. So Rodgers quit doing it, mainly because the scheme usually gives him answers. The addition of Randall Cobb, guys are going to bring that pressure. You're going to get to him early, and then him and Cobb are going to have that discussion, and they're going to see that, and there's going to be a line slide and a chip, and that schoolyard play is going to come, and that hand of Cobb's is going to go straight up in there like this, and there's going to be a big play that we haven't seen since Cobb left in 2018, because those two are the closest relationship Aaron's had on the team since Jordy Nelson. Rodgers was his best man in Cobb's wedding. They are that close. They know each other. When he sees him move, Cobb knows what Rodgers is thinking, what he wants him to do, and where he should go in the defense. And he sticks his hand in the air, and Rodgers can no look past him. He can throw it across his body, throw it behind his back. The Cobb, it don't matter. He gets him the ball, and there's usually a big play. So I do believe the pressure will come, but I also believe that the answer is there, and it was there because of Randall Cobb. And that will be worked out. There will be a break contained, and that return to that schoolyard play, that's going to be the difference in the second half of after there is pressure.
Let me tell you,
talking about how many times he gets hit in the first half come halftime. They're going to be talking about it. Trust me. I believe the halftime show will be talking about the pressure coming up the middle and the young guys not performing well and needing to give him more time.
I guess a lot of people, maybe people aren't familiar with, maybe because people don't watch the Saints that often or whatever. They're not familiar with it all, but we are a great second half team, Rob. You understand what I'm saying? Our defensive coordinator is a beast in the second half. So don't think for 1 minute that you're going to make adjustments and that Dennis Allen is not going to make no adjustments as well. He's going to be anticipating that. And let me say this for the record, right? Randall Cobb would have no effect on this game whatsoever. And remember I said it. He would have no effect on this game whatsoever. And if he do, I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to eat crow. You understand what I'm saying? No effect whatsoever.
I'm going to for you. I'm going to hold it just like this.
All that stuff you talking about, that little schoolyard stuff you talking about and all that, that's not happening. You understand? Y'all better do some efficient stuff out there. You understand? Because schoolyard gonna get your boy gonna get him blasted, bro. You understand? So you don't want to do that with us, bro. So do something efficient with Aaron Rodgers, bro. Not that. Randall Cobb would have no effect on this game whatsoever. I do. Jay Elms, I think Tanya may have some run. You understand? But not him. And I even think Aaron Jones may even have some effect on the game, but not Randall Cobb.
I want to go ahead and give a shout out to real quick. I forgot to say this at the beginning of the show. I'm sorry to cut you off, Double D. I want to go ahead and say, hey, I was at work the night Hurricane Ida hit Louisiana, and this game has been moved because of that. And I want to give a shout out and prayers to all the people recovering from Hurricane Ida. And I actually was online trying to get tweets to go to a certain, like the Cajun Navy down there to so that way they can get addresses and stuff, because so many people were putting their addresses up, couldn't get help. So I want to give a shout out to all the people who did great work that night trying to rescue people.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate that a whole lot, man. And I'm sure that people in the Saints organization would appreciate that as well.
But one thing I wanted to piggyback on with our cornerbacks. Well, I seen Andrew said, you go in halftime, you adjust. Yeah, both teams can do that, but as far as last year, what hurt us really was A-Rod, all he done was just chunk the ball up in the air. You chunk the ball up in the air. Our pass coordinator, there's no shade on Aaron Glenn, but he could never get our defensive backs, besides Marshawn Lattimore, to turn their head around. So quarterbacks know all you got to do is just throw the ball up, and you most likely going to get a 15, 20-yard penalty. That's not going to happen this time around. And A-Rod threw a few of those passes last year. Now, some was, our DBs just getting, beat in coverage. Marshawn was getting beat a little bit. It was just miscommunication in coverage. But, we got Chris Richards in now, and he's doing a hell of a job with our DBs as far as, them locating the ball instead of them, just guessing, just not turning their head around. The refs going to throw that, 95% of the time. So we have that going for us. So
I think A-Rod also benefited too from playing inside of the dome, a dome with no.
He loves playing inside.
Yeah, but I mean, our dome is a weapon, man, and we had no fans.
He said, wait. What you say? He said he likes playing in the Superdome.
No, he likes playing in a dome like Dallas,
Oh.
New Orleans. He
He said
likes
it several
playing in a
times.
dome.
Because
That's
the
the
reason
better.
why
It's a controlled environment, and it's all good. He's not like Barbie. He likes home.
I mean, look, we kicked that ass twice.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying, if you go look at the stats, though, if you go look at the stats for him, like inside of a dome, even just Dallas, New Orleans, he has better stats inside than outside.
Yeah, I got you. Okay,
yeah,
I got
that's
you.
what I was saying. I wasn't saying Superdome specifically.
A-Rod, man. I didn't see A-Rod catch mad wreck outside, though. I didn't saw him catch a lot of wreck outside.
We done caught Brett with him far as getting pressure on him in the past. And that's why, that the lack of us not having fans, that was a huge tool to
Oh yeah.
And,
and look,
with
not
pages too.
I mean, as far as our secondary having, playing pretty bad that last game, can't forget, man, y'all was killing us with bootleg too. We got that figured out this time.
Yeah. But we'll see, man. We're going to see how that worked out, man, this Sunday. And it's going to be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to it, man. And it's a great game to start off the season with. We get to play the MVP. We got our new quarterback. We get to see how he look up against, a good quality defense in the NFL. It's going to be a great game. The only unfortunate thing about the game is that the game was moved out of New Orleans. You understand? So it's going to be very interesting to see. And if Randall Cobb so happens to have a good game, I'm going to look you up, Jay, and I'm going to eat crow. You understand? But Randall Cobb will not. He's going to have no effect on the game whatsoever.
So I got to ask this: how do you guys feel about your secondary past Marshawn Lattimore with Ken Crawley even going to IR, Trufant, who's been rough these past couple seasons before New Orleans? How do you feel about with Adam and Cobb? So the total room being together, an improvement from last year.
Well, we just traded for Roby. Bradley Roby.
But he won't be playing.
Yeah, he won't be playing. He won't be playing.
But if you're talking about overall and stuff, as far as our secondary is concerned, I was encouraged by what I've seen from the rookie Adebo. I know it was just preseason, you know what I'm saying, but he could have went out there and looked like his head was swimming and stunk it up. I was encouraged by that. I was also encouraged by the play that I saw from Ken Crawley during this preseason. I thought that Ken Crawley played nice, and just like WD mentioned earlier, I think that he's starting to execute some of the techniques that Chris Richard, is teaching them, as opposed to when we had Aaron Glenn here, So I feel real good about my secondary, but I feel even better about my front seven. If my front seven can take care of business, then my secondary will be straight. I feel even better about my front seven than what I do about my secondary. But I don't think that we're going to be, Swiss cheese out there either, as a lot of people may think.
Right.
Was that a shot at Green Bay being Swiss cheese?
No.
Well, I feel like that run defense is kind of Swiss cheese.
Oh yeah, our run defense has always been trouble. I've never not going to shy away from that. We've always gotten beat up the middle, but I am going to go ahead and say we did add some pieces that I am excited about. There's a rookie by the name of TJ Slayton who we grabbed out of Florida in the 5th round, and he is a big freaking man. That's all I got to say. And in preseason, he was plugging gaps, opening up lanes for the linebackers to blitz, because that new defensive coordinator, Joe Barry, loves to get big heavies up front and plays an aggressive front seven. So it's going to be a different defense than what Green Bay ran last year, because Mike Payton.
We're familiar with him. We watch him play. You understand? Yeah. Because, he played against LSU.
Yeah,
Look,
and
defense under Mike Patton was like that scene in with Farley and Chris Spade in Black Sheep, where he gets pissed about him never moving the back row. It's like Mike Patton made it clear he didn't give a crap about running the ball. He's like, how you expect to stop the run if you never move your back row? I mean, it was just a constant. That dude
never moved anybody.
That guy. He just didn't care, and he didn't care about middle linebackers, which meant he didn't care about the entire middle of the field, which means you could pick them apart in between the numbers with a tight end or just run it down their throat and do that all game. And you're sitting there going, can we just stop putting our freaking linebacker into coverage, 20 yards on field, and maybe put more than one defensive lineman out there and at least make it seem like we care about the line of scrimmage? Like, so
Payton was bad.
I understand the jokes about it, but trust me, I was the number one guy that wanted to run that dude off on a rail. It's just move your back roll, for God's sake. Do something.
But when it come down to it, I think we do have the advantage because we already know A-Rod. He was lead MVP last year. We already know we got hell coming for us in the backfield. So if there's some little shakeups up on y'all's offensive line for us, the two rookies, left tackle. I know we said Davenport gonna eat, but that he is a Pro Bowl player. I hope he eat, but we can get pressure on Rodgers. We already know we have to do that. But as far as y'all, how y'all going to attack us, y'all really don't know how Jameis going to come out. He could come out just slinging it, or just eating y'all up in the, short to intermediate passes. Or he could turn the ball over. I mean, it's kind of, you really don't know what.
The biggest wild card in the entire game.
Yeah, we already know what we going to get from A-Rod. We already know
Or we can take AK-41 and take and run it down their throat about 25 or 30 times.
We can do a lot of heavy play action. I see a lot of heavy play action from us coming this game. Especially we was effective last year in the run, so see a lot of that, a lot of heavy play action screens. So we see. I just don't think Jameis just gunslinging it. I don't. Sean not gonna have him doing that anyway because you got somebody to compliment him in the backfield. He don't have to do that, all the time. So I think we got the advantage. Going into the game, low key.
I think there's a guy no one's talking about for the Saints that I like him because he can play wide receiver or tight end. Is Juwan Johnson. I love his mismatch ability and. I think it bodes well against Green Bay secondary because of his size, because of his athleticism, the big slot tight end. I think that there could be a weapon no one's really talking about right now.
Yeah, we talked about him around here, but the only reason why we don't really talk about him because he's kind of like you say, he's a converted wide receiver type. That's number one, and number two is that we around here, we expected Adam Troutman to be in that position, but he's injured, and we expect Juwan to start, this Sunday. But if my only worries with him is, do we have the ability to block?
Yeah,
you can, I think he can probably run a route tree. I mean, he ran a route tree as a wide receiver. That's not. I don't think that's an issue, and he's been catching the ball pretty well. But the ability to block, because if you're in there at tight end, oftentimes you may have to block a linebacker. And sometimes you may have to even block a defensive end. And I wonder if he can do that. Now, if he can do that, then I think we got an awesome guy.
Yeah, because
entire career without blocking. So, I mean, all he got to do is rally your shoulder at him and then go run your route. I mean, Jimmy Graham made millions and millions of dollars without ever being able to block, and he's still robbing the Bears right now, and he still can't block, and now he can't catch
9
or
million
run.
a year.
So, I wouldn't be concerned about his blocking ability, guys, for real. They can line him up. He can just jab his shoulder and do him. It gives him a half second, then go run your route, catch the ball, and do your damn thing, man. You don't need to block. Don't worry about that. As
an effort around here not to hear me go off and get upset, man, please don't mention that man's name.
Hey, I want to hear about it because he's a thief. They need an APB out for him.
If you really want to hear me go off, man, you understand? Don't mention that man's name.
They talk about the Empire State heist in 1994 of the biggest freaking heist about now. And that dude's, I think he's at about $40 million. He's robbed from different organizations. That's like double the money that Empire State lost in New York back in the 90s, man. I mean, that's
Well,
different. They're going to make a movie about him someday.
And,
Well,
what y'all don't know is that's why, we didn't like him. That's why we started not liking him, because he was a one-trick pony. You understand? So don't mention that man name.
Yeah, we tried to tell us some of our fellow Saints fans that we don't want him back, but they kind of still asking for him.
Man, they've been asking for that man ever since that man left, bro.
You don't want him. We've seen him up close and personal.
Yeah, we've seen him 2 years.
Yeah, I saw it. We
I
saw
would
it.
want to see him twice a year, but we didn't want to see him in Green Bay anymore. But we're glad he went to the Bears, and they're overpaying him because they cost him their number one corner. So, I mean, we're glad he's around and he's in the division. We'd like to see him. The dude's still straight up thief. He should wear the Hamburglar costume. That's what he should be able to wear on Sundays as his uniform now instead of a football uniform, because he's the Hamburglar.
Yeah, I seen it since he was in Seattle. So,
and you know something, brother? I wonder how Seattle feel about that now. You understand? I mean,
they traded you all their number one offensive lineman, and their line ain't been right since.
And their line ain't been the same. Yep. Their line ain't been the same since then.
Nope.
But you got to see.
But all right, so I think I know I might head off here soon because I gotta get to bed. Got some work tomorrow, but I do gotta ask, what are the score predictions? What you guys got?
I really don't like doing that stuff, man.
Okay, all right.
I just think that I predict that it's going to be a closer game than what people expect it to be. With the Saints eventually winning.
I got it.
There's a little add in.
Factor victory.
I'm gonna go 33-24.
33-24 who?
Damn.
Hey, we win. Jameis coming out slinging. I got this feeling coming out slinging.
Well, I mean, I was going to ask y'all about Kevin King. I was going to ask y'all about him because, I mean, of course, we talking about Jair versus Marcus Callaway, but I'm kind of liking that.
Not bringing up man's name. Can we not bring up that man's name, please?
Yeah, because I feel like I had to
right now, for God's sake. We drafted another corner. He's still on the team. Can we just kick his ass to some other team?
Because I like the matchup. But look, if we gonna have Deontay Harris, we thought he was gonna be suspended. We gonna have him out there, or Lil Jordan Humphrey. Man, I kind of feel good about that matchup.
Yeah,
hey, there's still another day. The NFL will suspend people on a dime. You know that. You might have just jinxed it.
I have the over-under on Kevin King giving up a blown coverage touchdown.
Oh, God, yeah.
1.5, and I'll take the over.
I think if King gets burned, you're going to see Stokes come in. No questions asked. That the reason why King was brought back is to hopefully be what he can be in 2019. He hasn't been healthy enough 3 out of the 4 years for that. Me and Jay are off that train. So, yeah. We expect a blown TD coverage from King at some point in the game. That's just how it is.
The fact that Kevin King is still on this team is proof that no organization is the smartest guy in the room. Okay? That's all I can say about that.
All right, I'm going to give a score prediction. Let me see. I was saying low 20s, but I will say 27-24 Saints. But I want y'all score predictions, though.
Damn, some guy Dick Patel just had 56
I can tell you that.
I even know that is preposterous.
I'm gonna go Packers. I think they got a couple more advantages than the Saints here on the weaker positions. I'm gonna go 31-21 Packers. I think the Saints try and keep it competitive towards the end, but I think Green Bay gets an extending touchdown and makes it out of reach. And I think New Orleans fades out towards the red zone, not having enough of those weapons towards the red zone, getting field goals instead.
I
Okay.
think we did an episode the other night, and I think I had this like 33-17 or 35-17. But I think it gets away at the end of the game. I think it's a one score 3-point game, tie game going into halftime. Everybody's talking about the pressure and this guy looking good and this night and the heat getting to guys and a few guys having cramps. I think both teams figure some things out, but I think in the end, what people forget is this system has brought mediocre quarterbacks, MVPs that don't deserve it, like Matt Ryan, and guys to the Super Bowl that shouldn't be there, like Jimmy G. And what it hasn't done yet is it hasn't produced a Super Bowl since John Elway was in it. Now, had certain referees and a few other plays and some people made some different decisions, they would have been in the Super Bowl last year. Everybody thinks they know Aaron Rodgers. They know Aaron Rodgers in the 57 plays that he used to run under Mike McCarthy for 13 years. The reason he had the season he had at 36 years old, going on 37 last year, is because you couldn't figure out what he's doing. And now that everybody thinks they know what he's doing, they've added pieces like Amari Rodgers and Randall Cobb that can do things that they weren't able to do because of their body type and their athletic type and their versatility that they just couldn't do. They tried to do things like with Swerve and Irvin, and it just didn't work because he's just not talented enough. So, well, you think you know what's coming. You don't know what's coming because this offense is always going to change. It's going to change based on personnel. Because of the trigger man, you just made his life easier, and that's why he's smiling. And nobody wants to see a smiling Rodgers because Rodgers, when he's in John Wick mode, it's just not good for anybody, and that's what he's in right now. So at the end of this game, I don't think it's as close as it was in the first half. So that's why I got 33-17.
Yeah, but when he's frustrated, he makes everybody around him frustrated too.
You can't get Aaron frustrated at the beginning of the.
Yeah. You can get Aaron Rodgers frustrated.
He broke his knee in 18 and came back from 23 points down and beat the crap out of his number one rival in the number one defense.
And for some reason,
frustrated.
And for some reason, this is how I feel.
I see Aaron Rodgers get frustrated when he kept feeling the wrath of Joey Bosa.
That was Mike McCarthy.
I saw Aaron Rodgers get frustrated when he kept feeling the wrath both times when they got swept by. When y'all got swept that season by the San Francisco 49ers.
Man, listen.
Yeah, he make people and stuff. If you get him frustrated, he'll frustrate everybody else around him too. So that works both ways. When he's happy, everybody's happy. When he's frustrated, everybody's frustrated too.
Man, look, we seen the comeback stories and all that with the Bears and the Lions. Y'all do it versus the Cowboys. I don't really see y'all doing that to teams, you know what I'm saying? To legitimate teams, man. As far as I mentioned the 49ers 2 years ago, the Packers. Bro, I still feel like we are a team that's going to shock people and I would say we'll probably maybe be at least 9-8. So I'm just saying, bro, I do expect a close game.
You know something?
I don't think
9-8. That's a shock. I would think you would say like 11-6.
I said at least, man, because
9-8. If you guys go 9-8, that's a disappointing season. I hate to tell you, even from an outside coming in.
But
no.
9-8. But no, everybody is expecting us to not have a good season.
Yeah.
I think you're a playoff team. You beat Tampa
Bay. You think that, but you think that. Ain't nobody else think that.
Well, hey, look, I cover the Packers with Dave, but I have to pay attention to the entire NFL. I'm not an idiot. I know the good players that are out there and teams. And look, just because they're going, I pick against them this game, and it's the Packers game. But like I said, Jameis Winston could come out here and completely throw a whole wrench in this thing by playing the way that everybody thinks he is, and it wouldn't matter. And it could end up being a damn shootout that it depends on who gets the call or the bounce of the ball. We don't know. I think that's, like I said at the beginning, that's the biggest wild card. We can sit here and we can homer and put our goggles on for either of our teams and all that. But at the end of the day, this game is, I believe, Rodgers is going to do what Rodgers is going to do, and they're going to put their points up. Whether this game gets outstretched by the Packers and Rodgers or it's a tight game throughout, I solely believe it depends on what Jameis Winston does and how Sean Payton is, if he's fixed his decision-making ability. Because if you fixed his decision-making ability, you can do things in this offense that, no offense, Drew Brees could never do in his career with his squirt gun arm. That's why he needed a dome, because he just couldn't do it. He just never could do it, and that's why they had to scheme things the way they did. And Sean has been dying for a quarterback to open up the back half of his playbook that has got so much dust on it since he got hired that he's forgot some of it. And he's just dying for it. And if he can get Jameis to do those things, this offense is going to be something that Saints fans ain't even seen ever. Like, honestly, dude can go 999 down the field and hit it on a dime when he's making the right decisions and can see. So Jameis is a huge wild card.
I have a question. Do the Saints, are they going to go ahead and sign a kicker yet? Because I just checked 3 depth charts and there's no kicker. What's going on?
We're probably going to wait until
Taysom's going to do that.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see Taysom come out and kick a damn field goal the way Payton used him. So why not?
That's the secret weapon of the game, man. Fake field goal. Taysom kicks one, then they're all serious. He can kick a field goal. Next one's fake field goal. Taysom runs to the house. I mean, he's just lulling everybody to sleep. I ain't got no kicker. Yeah, I got a kicker. Y'all don't know what I got prepared for a kicker. Watch this quarterback tight end kick the ball, and then next time we're gonna fake it. That's
going to bring back out Gary Anderson.
That's right.
All right. Well, we want to appreciate y'all for coming on. Like I said, man, we just talked.
Man, y'all was fabulous, bro. Y'all was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
we appreciate it. We had fun.
I just wanted to see. We didn't answer that question.
Wait, which one?
What they just asked.
The kicker.
We don't know, bro. We don't know.
We don't
We
know.
were all in agreement. Taysom was gonna do it. I
be
thought
like
that
a
put a
game
stamp
day.
on it, and we could just move on.
Payton don't even know right
It'll
now.
be a game day decision. I think.
We'll see, man. When we line up, man, against y'all Sunday, bro, we should have a kicker by then.
They're gonna
Martin
have one of those
Gramatica.
field
Bring him
parties
out.
10 minutes before. They're gonna break the balloon. If it's blue, it's Taysom. If it's red, they signed a kicker.
Well, I was hoping to pick up a kicker from Baltimore. Usually they give us some gems. So
Well, don't ask Minnesota. Last time they did that, they traded a 4th rounder. He ended up missing the first 4 field goals of the season.
Hey, man, that's enough. That's something else you shouldn't do too around here, but don't mention those scallywags.
no.
Curvy.
I don't want to hear nothing about them busters.
Hey, you know what? Y'all got the best of the Vikings in some games, and I know they got y'all in some playoff games, but there's a reason why they call it the miracle game, because it's like once in a 100th time. We hate the Vikings just as much as you guys do. We promise.
The Vikings suck, man. And you can tell them I said so.
Well, we got a couple friends. We'll let them know. We'll say MOD said y'all suck.
Yeah, I tell them myself, y'all suck. And you have no idea where I live. I tell them all the time, they suck.
12599 South Range Street, right behind the old liquor store, right off the 5th, 9th Ward there. You'll find him, MOD, sitting on his porch like an old man on a back porch. He got his 2-string plugged in. He's playing his guitar, drinking on his little moonshine. That's at 153 South Range Road, 9th Ward. MOD. Go get it.
Y'all was awesome, bro. Y'all was awesome, man. You understand? We look forward to the game, man. We appreciate y'all coming on, bro. Great show, man. Great insight from you guys. Y'all was able to clear up a lot of stuff that that we wanted to know about the Green Bay Packers. We had some good back and forth banter and stuff, about the game and stuff as well.
Of course, it's what makes football debate fun.
Oh, it's supposed to be fun and entertaining.
Yeah.
I like to say this much, man, to you guys, good luck along the way. And, after we kick y'all ass, but good luck along the way.
Thank you.
So
Throw a little bit of that salt on the end of it every time.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, what you got, CP?
We hopefully we'll be chopping it back up with y'all in the future. Maybe a
Oh, yeah.
future playoff matchup. So
Oh, of course. Yeah, maybe we can meet down the road.
I got y'all, definitely going deep in the playoffs. But as far as my Saints, we got some work to do, and I believe we can. If everything come together, I believe we can get there. But it
Yeah,
starts
because
Sunday.
Green Bay know they're
Sunday
gonna
we're going.
they know they're gonna win their division.
After watching the Bucks last night, the NFC
Yeah,
South is not as clear because Brady
right.
gave up 4 turnovers. Dallas is not a superior team, and they were making the
Right.
Bucks look not superior. And that
Man,
I mean,
you're not giving Dallas any damn credit.
no, I'm not. I'm just saying the fact that Tampa didn't look as good as everyone thought they
ready
were.
for that one damn game, and they still couldn't get it done. Why do we always give credit to Dallas for losing close games they should win?
I'm
Like,
not.
why-
I'm
why
saying
does
Tampa
Dallas
looked
get credit
worse.
for losing all the time when they're overhyped. They're going to win the Super Bowl all season. Come in and it was a close game, but guess what? They lost. Like, I don't get it about Dallas.
I'm not giving credit to Dallas. I'm giving credit to Tampa Bay looking worse than they originally everyone thought they were going to look. Saying all 22 starters are coming back. Well, Sean Murphy Bunting, they're one of their best corners, just dislocated his elbow and he's done
They
for
were
the
a
season.
wild card team. They didn't even win the division last year. They've been overhyped from the get-go. They got hot at the right time, like a lot of teams do, but they had a lot of deficiencies. And let's be real, these guys whooped their ass twice in a row. Like, and the second time was in the last half of the season. Like, they were not this stalwart team that everybody wants to remember. So bringing back all those starters is all nice and a kumbaya. It's cute and everything, but it don't mean nothing to me. Like, I've been talking about that all season. But yeah, I mean, come on. They look. It was week 1, first of all, and 2, Dallas. They had a game plan and they made a good show and all that great stuff. But like, Tampa's going to get better. I mean, at the end of the day, what happened? Tom Brady clearly can still throw the ball all over yard. He ain't losing nothing. I want that dude's blood tested. I mean, come on, it's getting ridiculous. He's 59 years old. And
It'll take one good hit.
And 2, we know what else we find out. It don't matter what the hell you do. If you give Tom Brady the ball with a minute left, you've lost.
Yep.
That's all you need to know. I mean, it's like Tim Tebow back in 2011, 2012. Don't give a shit what he does for 55 minutes. Watch the last 5 minutes of the game. Dude will come back, score 17, down by 15, win the game by 2 in the last 2 seconds after he had a 0 QBR for 55 minutes. That game last night didn't tell me much about anything about
Hey,
Tampa.
can we at least give credit to Dak Prescott for breaking his ankle in half the season before and coming out and balling out?
Dak was awesome. He deserves all the credit in the world. But, I mean, it's still Dallas. I hate Dallas.
I know, but I had to give Dak credit. That's a pretty nasty injury to come back from. And
you look great.
And he looked good. I think Dallas will win the NFC East at 5-10 and 1 tie.
Do me a favor. Whoop Tampa Bay's the fast choice again, though. I'm sick of this. Sick of Tom Brady everywhere and all these damn rings and going and ruining everybody's holidays.
You're the grumpy old man on your porch on 137th Street. You're him, Jay.
Look, you can come try to find me. I'm on an island, so come get me. But you know what? There's a lot of water. You can drown easy if you come trying to find me.
He's not kidding, guys. He's in the middle of one of the Great Lakes right now on an island up in Michigan.
All right, y'all. Well, we definitely looking forward to chopping it up with y'all in the future.
Of course, yeah, and we'll definitely have an invite for you guys. We loved coming on, and I mean, I'm going to speak for myself because Jay's getting grumpy. I don't know what he is at now, so but no, I definitely loved coming on and going back and forth and throwing the jabs and just talking football. It's fun to be back in the mode again.
Dave, I'm not grumpy. I'm just a volatile man. All right, I'm just volatile. You don't want to get me going.
He's grumpy.
I'm not grumpy.
All right, fellas, we appreciate y'all, man.
Have a good night, guys.
Y'all have a good one. Good luck on Sunday.
All right.
Okay.
Good luck.
You too.
Not good luck.
All right. That was good, man. That was really, really good, man.
Yeah. So we want to appreciate Jay, Andrews, and Dave from Task the Chiefs podcast for coming on the show. So what we're gonna do right now is gonna open the phone lines up. We can take a few calls right quick. I know it went a little late, It's all good football talk. Just
Yeah,
want to hear you guys' thoughts.
but that was awesome, though, bro. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
That was nice.
Yes. And I'm glad that I found some guys that actually know football, instead of getting guys on here, getting guys on here that don't even know too much about the team. So
Yeah, bro.
I definitely feel good about that.
You know who they are.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Not nobody on here talking delusional. They was real and honest. So I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, you should have heard. You should have heard the losing one. Last night.
All right, well, our first caller is on the line, Jerry Porter, OG. Jerry, what's good with you, fam?
What's
up,
going on,
Junior?
fam? What's going on? What's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
Ready for Sunday?
What you ready to see, bro? What you ready to see, Junior?
Ready to see Jameis Winston make his debut and ball out on Sunday. As the rest of the team. That's what I'm looking at.
All right, bro. So, what else? What you looking for? What you looking forward for on the defensive side?
Paulson Adebo, Demario Davis, and Quan Alexander. I'm just ready to see what this defense gonna do, especially the offense. I'm just ready for everything this team gonna bring to the table. And shout out to the guest that was on there earlier. I wish them well on Sunday, but we already know what's gonna come out.
Right. I got a question for you, Jared. What if Adebo just
man?
come out Sunday just snagging shit? Pick. He had 3-4 picks Sunday. What do you do? Do you keep him out there, or we done got Bradley Roby? So do you keep him out there, or do you, send him to the bench?
I tell you what, CB, with Adebo and with this secondary, ain't no telling what these guys gonna do out there, man. Because they loaded, they ready. But I tell you what, it does feel kind of strange, and y'all probably know where I'm going with this. Before I get to that, shout out to everybody in the chat. I hope everybody is doing well. After the last 2 weeks of what we witnessed with Hurricane Ida. So my prayers and support go out to each and every one of y'all. I hope everybody's doing well and recovering well. Hopefully y'all got your power back on, because my dad's power is back on, so he's good to go. So, but the way I'm looking at it, CB, it's gonna feel kind of different playing in another city. I understand, they restoring power, in downtown New Orleans with the Superdome and stuff. So, shout out to them, the people in the power trucks and phone lines and all that stuff. Shout out to everybody that got them back on their feet again. But they said there's a possibility that in week 4, when the Saints play the Giants, hopefully, prayerfully, it'll be at the Dome. But this game coming up on Sunday, it's going to feel kind of different in playing in another city like Jacksonville. Because, something like this happened, y'all remember when Katrina came through, we had to go play in Baton Rouge and San Antonio and New York and this place and that place. I'm like, oh, bruh.
Well, something like those experiences, of having to do that in the past,
Right.
should have us more equipped, to handle this, now. We learn a lot, doing those experiences. And we need to execute what we learn. We know where we live at. You know what I'm saying? We know
Right.
the kind of things that can happen, in our region. So we should be prepared, for this kind of stuff at all times. So
Right.
We can't be crying about it or nothing like that. You know, it's just a way of life for us in the Gulf region. So
That's right.
they should be prepared for it. You know, another thing too, bro, is that we expect them to be prepared for this. You know, they're professional athletes. This is their job. They still have to do their job. Just like everybody else have to do their job.
Do your job. That's what they say.
It's the day job is, it's a high profile job, and they make a lot more money than what regular people make. So just do your job, bro. Regardless, okay, you got to go play in Jacksonville. You still got to play football there. You understand? You still got to execute the game plan. You still got to do what you have to do, in order to win the game. Do your job, bro.
That's right, Big Q. I mean, that's right, Uptown. That's right.
And what they have to do, bro, is what they should do is do this for Louisiana. You understand? At least, come out and put on a good show, to make us feel, good about, whatever our present situation is in wake of the hurricane.
Right. Right.
It is what it is.
I got you, man. But I just I just wanted to tell y'all just want to give a shout out to Big Q and the TSC family over there, because they said hello to y'all. So I'm sure you already saw it in the chat. They said hello.
Okay.
And who that to you?
Shouts out to my man Big Q too, bro. I love him, man. That's my dude right there.
Word straight up, man. Straight up. And shout out to every Saints stream that's on here. We got to give them, because without them, we definitely wouldn't be talking about Saints football like every week. So shouts out to all the Saints streams like TJ and Big Q, and shout out to Aaron and his podcast. Shout out to Smokeless. All those great people, man.
Shout out to everybody, man. And thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through, Junior. Look forward to talking to you, man, after the game Sunday, brother.
Most definitely. And I can't leave WD out. I got a question for you, WD.
What's up?
What's your score prediction for Sunday?
Oh, I gave it already. 27-24.
Yeah, well, I already gave you mine too, so we straight.
All right, my brother.
All right, man. Let's do our job out there. Let's get this win out there. Who that nation stand up?
Let's get it.
Let's go. Let's go get that W. Let's go beat the dog shit out of them Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No doubt, man.
All right, fam.
And put Aaron Rodgers in the pit of misery.
They coming through, fam.
Oh, y'all welcome, man. I'll see y'all this weekend.
Who that?
All right, man.
For life. Y'all be blessed.
All right. Okay, so now we got. Now we got Leslie in the middle. What you say, WD?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. That question you asked, that was a hard question.
What you say? Would you take a
Bro,
deal? I don't know. You let that little rookie eat.
Yeah, man. Like,
well, somebody ain't gonna eat though.
What's good, fellas?
What's up, Leslie?
What's up, Les?
Man, it's been a minute since I got to chat with y'all, man. Y'all be going pretty late, man, and shit. I work early in the morning, so I don't be able to catch it. But I'm off the weekend, so I'm finna talk a little shit. You know what I'm saying? MOD, I do agree with you. I don't think Randall Cobb gonna do too much. I think, CD gonna handle his business. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna be all right there. I think they underestimate us, man. But they are. Well, a lot of these people, even though these guys that y'all had on tonight, they not ignorant. You know what I'm saying? They know a little something. They ain't listening
Mhm.
to the media and shit. You know what I'm saying? They forming their own opinion. They're a little off a little bit, but it's all good. We're gonna wake them up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I think everybody been underestimating us. They keep bringing up this shit with Jameis. Jameis can't get Jameis can't get a second chance, but Sam Darnold can. What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he in the right hands. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Huh? I shot it.
Yeah,
I
no,
shot it.
please.
Night Ray. But yeah, man. I think Jameis Felon, I think he in the right hands, man. You know, all state. You know what I'm saying? I think he gonna be all right. And only thing I am kind of worried about, man, on this team, like it ain't the receivers, it ain't the offense. Like, man, I hope we get some push in that interior, man. I think we're gonna miss on your model, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like, man,
Say, bro, ain't nobody denying that, bro.
I mean, bro.
I've been telling. I don't know if you heard me. You know, around here, bro, and I'm serious as a heart attack when I say this, bro. I think Umenyada is becoming an elite defensive tackle now.
Man, Ben, they don't give him his props though, man. They don't talk about. I mean, they don't hold none of the Saints players in the high regard. I mean, they talk about Lattimore like he's shit water. You know what I'm saying? Like they like our player like Marcus Williams ain't on the top one. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they like the whole clouds over their head. I mean, everybody had up and downs, man. It's a long season. Everybody had up and downs. But y'all hold that shit over. It's just the Saints players that they holding on. The Saints depth in the secondary bad, but the Bucks got good depth. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. Everybody they had out there last night was getting fucked up. Everybody.
Yep.
So I'm like, man, I don't get it. But you know, fuck the media, man. We know it ain't on our side. You know, we got a small market team, so they don't give us no credit. But it is what it is. I think, you know, we'll be straight. Like I say, that's the interior. That's the only thing I'm worried about. I think the linebacker play gonna be good. I think secondary got good depth. Hell, I'm more interested to see what Juwan Johnson do to Adam Troutman. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I want Adam Troutman to show up and do his thing, but I just think Juwan Johnson. I think that's a mismatch, man. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a mismatch. I think little Jordan Humphrey. I think if man, he's so sometime, man. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see.
You know something, bro? I see you say you're concerned about the interior, right? But I'm gonna go back to something, you know, that WD said earlier, and I believe the same thing. I'm not too much worried about our defensive line, period, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Especially, man, they playing two rookies and stuff, bro. And then they playing Woody, you know, out of position, man, at left tackle. You understand? And I think Ryan Wilson, our defensive line coach, bro, is a beast with it, man. You understand? He a beast with it.
Yeah, he is.
He turned Trey Henderson, man, into he made him look like he was J.J. Watt last season.
He did. That's true shit.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, you know, I don't know why people they tripping, man. You know, hey, look, the Sheldon Rankins, man, he was good, man. Prior to him getting that Achilles injury, he wasn't the same player, man. After he got that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I heard people mention that. As far as Trey Henderson is concerned, man, he was playing this stuff for a contract. It was a contract year. You know, I don't think that he gonna be able to repeat those heights that he acquired, that he was able to achieve when he was here as a Saint. He ain't gonna never have no year like that, you know, playing for Cincinnati. And watch, I said it. Remember, I said it. You understand? Because you know people know who he is, and he probably gonna start for them. And he didn't really, you know, he started some games for us. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying. But he wasn't like when we brought him in. We brought him in to be a rotational player.
Right.
He wasn't brought in to be a quote unquote starter. It just happened like that because Marcus Davenport, you know, stayed injured so much. Marcus was supposed to be the damn star. You know.
Yeah.
But
I got a question for you.
yeah.
What up?
Traquan, what's your final verdict on him? Is it
Oh
a final
shit.
verdict on him?
Man, hey,
Oh,
look,
man, yeah.
man, look.
That's the name. That's the name
Listen,
Uptown want.
when they said he was missing, I think at training camp, like the first week of training camp, he went out, right? First week, second week. He
Yeah.
didn't play a game, right? I know he didn't play a
Wody.
game. So, like, bro, when they was talking about he was hurt, I was like, bro, okay. Gone. I said, bro, let's go on. Just send him the IR right now and let's get somebody else. I'm like, man, ain't no point in waiting. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, bro, we know what it is with Traquan. Like, we done been here before. We already know. You know, so let's just get somebody. But, oh, Sean Peasy.
PP, bro. This is the part
Oh, man,
I was
Sean
waiting
Peasy,
for.
man.
I was waiting for this part of the show.
Man.
Oh, I was waiting for this
I
part
knew
of the
I
show.
knew this who you was talking about though.
Oh, I
I
was
knew
waiting
you
for
was
this
talking.
part of the
I
show.
knew this who you was talking about.
I am officially done with Wody.
And I be wanting them to
I
stop.
am done
said, this is time.
with Wody. You understand what I'm saying? Say, bro, look. I saw him in the offseason less. He was working out with James. I'm like, okay, man, we about to get the best that we ever saw out of him, right? You understand? And what happened to him, bro? Here it is again. Wody injured. I'm sick of it, bro. Wody been injured every season he been with us. I can't take it no more, bro.
Yeah, man.
He's not reliable.
We have to.
He's not reliable, bro.
Yeah, I'm laughing, man, but man, I'm really
He's not
pissed
reliable,
off,
bro.
man.
He's not reliable, bro.
Crazy.
I say, bro, I'm telling you right now, officially, bro, I'm done with Traquan. I'm done with Wody.
Bruh. Do y'all
I think all the
understand?
who that's done with Traquan, man. We done seen enough. Well, we haven't seen enough, but we don't even care to see no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, I don't want to see nothing, bro.
Bruh.
If we can trade Wody, bro, I'd be happy with that.
I tell you what, though, look, man, Davenport got to do something this season too, because man, that draft class looking trifling, bro. It is, dog.
Yeah, but think about this though, right? Hey, look, I'm not trying to over-exaggerate nothing, so don't think so, right? But at least what we done seen in the preseason from Davenport suggests that we might see something.
Yeah.
Davenport going in healthy, man. Like, this is the first time going in healthy,
It suggests that we might see something.
This first time
Wody, bro,
healthy.
Wody, I'm done with Wody.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I'm done with
agree,
him,
man.
bro.
I agree. I think Sean Payton not going. Hopefully he learned, bro. Just wash your hands. Just wash your hands with him, man. I know you want the best for him. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't able. You can't get the dub, man.
Just imagine if Marquez wasn't. Just imagine if Marquez, was.
So CB,
Yeah.
Right.
CB,
Right, man.
Like, we
CB.
be in some trouble.
CB, what have I been saying about these receivers, man?
It ain't just Marquez, bro, that saved us, bro. Lil Jordan saved us.
Lil Jordan, yeah.
Right now. He saved us too,
If
bro.
Lil
We would
Jordan
be
just used
ass out.
if Lil Jordan used his body, man, I promise, man. Oh my God, man. Cause I remember Lil Jordan in college, man, and I saw what he did to Georgia, man. I saw this dude, man. Like,
that's what I've been telling around here, bro. I've been watching dudes since he played at Texas.
Lil Jordan is a problem. If he just used his body and his size, man.
You know what Lil Jordan need to do, bro? I think Lil Jordan, bro, he's a much quicker and I think a much quicker version of Marcus Colston.
I ain't gonna.
He need to start playing like Marcus. Marcus is the way Marcus used to use that body.
Yeah.
Man, Costa came out the gate though, man. That first game against the Bronx came out the gate. He came out the gate, man. All them receivers did shit. All of them, man.
Right.
I think the light went on in Lil Jordan's head, bro. I think he looking at things that's going. He said, I can play this game. I can make money and feed my family.
I can
think
have
that,
a
Sean
role in
Payton
this
drawing
offense.
this shit up, man. Sean Payton drawing this shit up. Just execute. It's there for you. Just execute, man. Sean Payton he gonna get you where you need to be, man. All the receivers that come through here pretty much do their thing, really. I mean,
he got a good wide receivers coach, bro. Shouts out, man.
yeah, Curtis, yeah, he do his thing, man. I mean,
Shout out to Curtis, man. Curtis
Man.
is beast with it, bro. You
Bruh,
understand?
have y'all I remember seeing Callaway, but I thought he was just the punt return specialist and shit like that, man. But man, I watched that dude tape. Like that shit he did against Jacksonville, man. That's what's in his tape, man.
Mm-hmm.
That shit there, I mean, piping dudes, man. This man, Callaway, he different, man. He different. I think that's a steal. I don't know how he didn't get drafted.
He
bro.
can run the whole tree, man.
Yeah, man. He a steal, man. If he killed Jairi, man, this Sunday, if he make Jairi look bad, man, look out, man.
I'm ask y'all this, bro. I'm gonna ask y'all this, Mike. Do y'all think Zaire or Zari, what's his name is? Do y'all think he better than Marcus Peters?
Wait, who?
Zaire,
Marcus Peters for the Ravens?
yeah.
Wait. Who? You
Yeah, I
asking
think
if
he better. I
Jair
think
is
he
better
better
than
Marcus
than
Peters.
Peters?
Yeah.
I think he better than Peters.
Jair, yeah, way better.
Yeah.
But okay. Y'all think he better than Laddie?
I think he's more consistent than Laddie.
Okay, yeah, I'll say that. Cause it's crazy, right? Like I seen.
Oh, I asked that question. I asked that for a reason, bro.
Because he asked that.
Oh, okay. I feel all right, Uptown. I get where you went with that.
Understand?
Hey,
Because,
I feel
he was using Marcus Peters, bro.
Now, okay, but he was doing Humphrey too. Now he was doing Humphrey too.
He got one on Humphrey.
Yeah, he got one on Humphrey too.
You got one on Marlon too, bro.
Yeah.
You understand? But I saw him, bro.
Actually, Uptown, that's more impressive. Humphrey, Marlon Humphrey is better.
Yeah,
than
Humphrey, yeah.
That's more impressive.
Yeah, Humphrey for sure. Humphrey a problem, man. Humphrey the real deal.
Yeah, that's actually a legitimate.
That's
actually changed my opinion.
That's why I asked that question,
DBs,
bro.
man. Humphrey, he changed my opinion about Alabama DBs, man. He did.
And they didn't. The Green Bay Packers, man. They fans didn't really convince me, bro, that they run defense with. I remember Wody that played for Florida. He ain't really saying all that, man. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't think that linebacker's good, man. I don't think Green Bay linebacker's good.
Nope. I mean, I hope Zadarius does play.
I hope he plays too, man.
Because I'm telling you right now, he's gonna get his ass beat up.
Yeah, I want him to
playing
play.
with our old line.
Yeah, I want him to play, and I just want Teron to just have him looking silly, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, did y'all see how Tyron did? What's the name of last night? JPP. Man, bro, he had JPP. I mean, just turn him like a rag doll, just throwing him wherever he wanted to go with him, man. I said, man, I don't know, man. Cowboys O-line looked real good last night.
Yeah, they was missing their best offensive line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that Bucs D-line kind of getting old in the tooth, man.
Yeah, but they're gonna be hurt anyway because Lyle Collins is suspended. So
yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
But
yeah, man.
Thanks for coming through, though, Les.
But my score prediction, man, is 24-17. Who that, man? We going 24-17.
Damn. So defense gonna ball like that.
Yeah, defense. I think a Debo,
so.
man. I think a Debo gonna be straight, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if he get a pick. He almost got one in the preseason, man. He almost got one.
Mm-hmm.
He almost got one, man.
I think he's a little bit better than what people giving him credit for too, man. That dude, man. I must be honest, and y'all know I'm the most honest person around here like that. You understand? That man did not look like no rookie to me out there.
But he a great tackler, man.
That man did not look like a rookie to me out there. You understand? When you see a rookie and stuff, inexperienced corners, maybe it's a product of Chris Richard as well.
I think so, man.
that man did not look like a rookie out there. I didn't see him. His head wasn't all swivel. You know how rookies' head be swiveled and all that. His body, his body wasn't out of position at no time. He gave up a couple of passes and stuff, but he didn't give up no touchdown.
You hear that, PJ?
I ain't seen no busted coverages neither, man. Knock on wood.
Yeah, man, I don't even see why you saying Wody's name, bro.
No, I'm sorry, man. I had to give him a straight.
Uptown, you got something for you. Got a comment for you right here.
No, he haven't showed up. You understand? You think he come up. You understand what he gonna do? He gonna bet well for me now? He gonna bet well?
Hey, I'm finna get out here, but I know we don't play the Bucks too much later. But man, I really hope when we do play them, man, that RTP bitch ass don't get to dodging and ducking, man, like he did last time. Like
we don't fool with that fool.
Face us, man. Don't get the running after you get your ass whooped. Face us, man.
Fool ain't gonna tell you. Hey, bro, that's in his DNA.
That boy a clown, man. That boy a clown, man. A real life clown, man.
And T Money is too. I hope you're listening. I know you're stalking me.
All right, man. I'm gonna get out here and let somebody else call in. I ain't see Uptown WD. Calling you
all right,
Les.
Oh yeah, shout out to everybody in the Gulf Coast, man. Uptown WD. I hope y'all straight down there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole boot. You know we resilient and we're gonna get through this shit. All right, y'all hold it down, man.
All right, no doubt. Who that?
Who that?
All right, so any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Oh man, I just gotta say, bro. Dog, they ain't talking about our defense like that. I know really when Roby gets, when he's in play and Ayamala comes back from suspension, that's when we're gonna be at full strength. But bro, I think defense got some shit to show out. Like that's what I'm on. I'm on that defense. I know Jameis got a lot to, prove, because they just talk, they talking down, man, like he ain't gonna perform. But bro, the thing about it is, bro, they ain't gonna see what's coming this game. Okay. I just think we got a lot of surprises. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but my final thoughts is this, right? Is that, especially Green Bay, they don't know what to expect. They don't know what to expect on either side of the ball. So to suggest, and this team, man, I don't understand this. Last season, all the quote unquote experts was talking about how much talent was on this team. So we lose Sheldon Rankins and Norris Jenkins, Trey Hendrickson, and Drew Brees retired, and now we depleted of talent now. You understand this? I don't understand, that ideology, that thinking, and that. You understand? I think this team is still talented. I think we can eliminate, the bad decisions, which I think that Payton would do, from Jameis Winston, that this team, man, can do some wonderful things this season. I came into it, and y'all know this. I came into this offseason not expecting much at all. Y'all know I was not really high on the team.
Same.
Going into this offseason. But I was very, very encouraged by what I seen, throughout the preseason. I was encouraged.
They're slowly pulling strings.
I was encouraged by what I saw on both sides of the ball. You understand? Both sides of the ball. So I think we're in a position to surprise some people this season. I think we're really in a position to surprise some people. And that's my final take on
it. Okay. So basically, just start with Jameis. It's now never. This opportunity we right here. If you blow this, it's gonna be very hard to, get back into a start role unless somebody gets hurt. But if you blow this opportunity right here, backup is your future, at least for a good period of time. So take advantage of your opportunity. I think he's gonna come out, surprising people. I think he's gonna come out, on fire, to be honest. There's a lot of unknowns. Of course, everybody want to go with Green Bay, but I think our offense back there, even without no Mike, no Trout, man, no Nick Vanette, I still think we still gonna be explosive. Callaway gonna eat defensively. If we get pressure on A-Rod, regardless of them shifting old dude to the left tackle, we can still, catch rep with them rookies, get pressure on A-Rod, not fall for the cadence count and, all this bootleg and, penalties. We had a lot of penalties against them last year, so we got to cut down on the penalties. And I think, man, we can really shock some people. I stand by my score because I think we're gonna come out and we're gonna hit them with an uppercut that they wasn't expecting, and we're gonna run away with it. 33-24. That's what I think it's gonna be. So I wanna thank everybody for tuning in. Once again, shout out to the chat. I know we really didn't read a lot of chats tonight, but we had the guest on, so we was, definitely, trying to get their take and stuff, and seeing what they had to say about their Green Bay Packers. But just be sure the Apple Podcast, we got that up and going now. We started with episode 117. It was a preseason, but definitely be on the lookout for the audio version of the podcast on Apple Podcasts for the ones that want to just hear the audio version. You in your car, you just want to listen to the audio. We will have that for you. So be on the lookout for that. And it's game time now. It's game time. That's all I got.
And don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. And that's it. We'll see you guys, man, after Sunday. Hopefully after we've been in A to W.
Never thought I'd hear you say that on here.
All right.
All right. Well, this is the WDN Chatline podcast. Let's get this W on Sunday. Who that? See you guys on the post-game show. We out.
Who that, baby?
For life.